One day, our beloved pups were sitting at the TV watching Thunderbolt. All four of them were enjoying it as usual. After the show was over, they kept watching TV. They were so bored that they decided to watch the news, which came on right after it. The news reporter reported, "In the world of food these days, Loafers is trying new pizza shapes. They will start by experimenting with their rectangular shape. Loafers is hoping to compete with their competitors at Mama Celine's, and they will later try other shapes such as trapezoids, parallelograms, and rhombuses." In other news, this Friday will be Grootly's annual Battle of the Bands contest. More on that later. Our top story today: a quartet of Dalmatian puppy gangsters known as the Brainiacs have just escaped from the Grootly pound and have all gone off in separate directions. Police report that they will try to capture their leader Noggin first. "Did you guys hear that?" Lucky barked. "What are these guys doing? Pizza belongs in a triangle."
"That Noggin is a severe hottie," said Cadpin.
"No, guys," Lucky erupted. "The Battle of the Bands. I think we should enter that contest and become huge rock stars." "How are we going to do that, Lucky?" asked Rolly. "We're just puppies." Lucky replied, "Not just any puppies, Rolly. We're Dalmatians." Spot added,
"Which means we have spots."
"Okay, guys," said Lucky. "Let's get started. Now, here's what we're going to do." Lucky explained how the four of them were going to compete. "We're going to have our very own rock and roll equipment, just as the other rock stars do. Also, I'm going to write a song for us to perform at the Battle of the Bands, and we will win the contest." Cadpig butted in.
"I'm sensing some unconsidered problems we may encounter here."
"Like what?" asked Lucky.
"We're just puppies, Luckless," she replied. "Do you think any of us can play guitar that big?"
"And where do you expect us to get all that equipment?" Spot added. "No problem," said Lucky. "We'll just make our own equipment." The others looked at Lucky, thinking he was out of his mind. "It'll be a piece of cake. We have some reinforcements who can help us." Before they started working on their band equipment, Lucky decided to assign positions for him and his pals. "Since I'm the leader of the group," said Lucky, "I'm going to put myself in charge of the lead guitar."
"I think I would be enthralled with playing keyboards for the band," said Cadpig. "Hey, I want to play guitar too," said Spot.
"All right, Spot," said Lucky. "You can be the bass player." Spot moaned.
"How did I get stuck playing bass?"
"What's the matter, Spot?" asked Lucky. "Chicken?" Spot quietly answered, "Okay, I'll do it." "Well, Rolly, you're the only one left," Lucky said. "So what position do I have?" Rolly asked. Lucky reviewed. "Guitar's taken, bass is taken, keyboard's taken. Well, I guess you're the drummer." "Cool, I'll take it," Rolly replied. "Wait a minute," Lucky abrupted. "Who's gonna sing?" "Don't look at me," said Rolly. "I've never been good at singing."
"Let me try,"
said Spot. Spot gave a singing audition for the pups, but the three pups could not stand her annoying voice. Instead of critiquing her, Lucky just said, "Okay, that's enough, Chicken." Lucky turned to his sister. "Cadpig, I guess you and I are going to be the singers."
"Sure," said Cadpig. "I'm cool with that."
With all that said and done, the pups got to work. So the Dalmatians worked all night building and setting up their equipment. They worked and worked and worked. They tested everything just to make sure everything would work out. Finally, at 2 a.m, the whole thing was finished. "All right," said Lucky. "We're ready to rock." Rolly, Cadpig, and Spot just yawned. They were really tired and desperately wanted to get some sleep. "Okay, let's all get a good night's sleep," said Lucky. We've got a big competition ahead of us and got to get some good practices in. But first it's time to turn ourselves in for the night." So the puppies went to sleep. The morning came. Lucky woke up with a big yawn. "Rise and shine, guys," he said. Cadpig woke up bright and cheery as usual. Spot got up, had a little difficulty with her eyes, but still managed to wake herself up. Rolly, on the other hand, was still sleeping like a log. "Are we all ready to start rehearsing?" asked Lucky. "Not all of us are," said Spot. "Rolly's still sawing logs."
"He didn't get enough sleep last night," said Cadpig. "But I best not disturb his REM sleep."
"Well, this is just great," Lucky said, annoyed. "We're going to be here for hours." Just then, the chimes of the chow tower rang. Rolly jumped up onto his paws. "Oh, Papa!" he shouted. "It's chow time!" He started to run out, but Lucky stopped him. "Where do you think you're going?"
"Come on, Lucky,"
he moaned. "You don't want us to make breakfast, do you?" Lucky answered. "We don't have a lot of time. The Battle of the Bands is this Friday, and we need to get a lot of rehearsals in." Cadpig came in.
"And Lucky's right. The more we practice at something, the better we get at it. Think positively about these things."
"But I've never missed a meal at all," Rolly whined. "There were some days where I missed meals, but you never hear me complaining about it," said Cadpig. Suddenly, Cadpig started to feel as hungry as Rolly.
"Then again," she shouted, "breakfast is the most important meal of the day. We shouldn't be doing something like band practicing at this hour, especially not on empty stomachs."
"Come to think of it, I'm pretty hungry too," said Lucky. "Come on, let's get to the trough before we miss anything." So they did. After filling themselves up with kibble, the quartet went back to the barn and got their practices in.
"Wait a minute," Cadpig interrupted.
We still need a name for the band." "Oh, that's right," said Lucky. "We still need a name for the band."
"How about the Spotted Animals?" suggested Spot.
"Nah," said Lucky. "That's too obvious and boring." Cadpig came in with a suggestion.
"How about Celtic Memoirs?"
"Yuck," Lucky said, disgusted. "No way." "How about we give our band a weird name?" asked Lucky. "Most highly successful bands have very weird names."
"And your suggestion is?" started Cadpig.
"The Singing Belly Buttons."
"What the?" said Spot. "Now that's weird," said Lucky.
"A little too weird," Cadpig added. "Now remember, guys," said Lucky, "this has to be a name that we can all agree on." And just then, Lucky heard someone from outside saying, "I'm gonna go play this new record. It plays at 78 RPM. This gave Lucky an idea. "I got it," he said. "We'll be called 101 RPM. "Yeah!" the others shouted. With the name decided, Lucky started the song he wrote for the other three. Eventually, everyone got into their positions to the band, and they were ready to rock and roll. "Let's start practicing, guys," exclaimed Lucky. "Take it away, Rolly." Confused, Rolly said, "Huh?" "You're the drummer, Rolly," said Lucky. "It's your job to count us off before we start the song." "Oh," said Rolly. Then he counted off. Ahem. 1, 2, 3, 4. But before they could, Pongo came in and interrupted them. "What in Pete Sampras is going on here?" he asked, amazed. "Oh, hi, Dad," Lucky muttered nervously. We just heard about Grootley's Battle of the Bands contest and wanted to compete in it. So the four of us formed a band called 101 RPM. Everyone grinned nervously. "Is that so?" replied Pongo. "Would you mind if I sat and watched you guys practice?"
"Not at all," said Spot.
"Go right ahead," said Lucky.
"Yeah, it'd be nice to practice in front of an audience," said Cadpig.
"Everybody ready?" said Lucky. "Yeah!" shouted Rolly, Cadpig, and Spot. "All right," said Lucky. "Let's rock and roll." "Count us off, Rolly," said Cadpig. Rolly did so. 1, 2, 3, 4. Everyone bursted into rock music. After a 4-measure intro, Lucky came in with the lyrics with Cadpig backing him up. "In the end of time, there was a man who knew the road, and the writing was written on the stone. In the ancient time, an artist led the way, but no one seemed to understand. In his heart he knew, the artist must be true, but the legend of the wren was way past due. Well, you think you'll be just fine without me, but you're mine. You think you can kick me out of the band. Well, there's just one problem there. The band is mine. How can you kick me out of what is mine? Well, you're not hardcore. No, you're not hardcore. Unless you live hardcore. And the legend of the wrens was way hardcore." "How was that?" Lucky asked Pongo. "Well," he said, "that was pretty good. Do you mind if I make a few suggestions?" "Hit us," said Lucky. Pongo gave his criticisms. "Spot, I think you should be a little more lively with your playing. I know you're the bass player, but you should still try to work on that." He then went over to Cadpig. "Cadpig, I couldn't hear your keyboard at all. What's up with that?" He then noticed they had the volume turned down. "Oh, I see. Crank it up." So she did, and Pongo went over to Rolly. "Rolly, could you give me a little riff?" Rolly did so, and Pongo continued. Yeah, tighten your drums a bit. Then give me that riff again. Rolly tightened his drums and played the same riff. That's better, said Pongo, going over to Lucky. Lucky, you need the most work here. You're a lead guitarist, so we're all counting on you to be the lead front man. You should loosen up a bit and stretch your legs apart. Which he did, and Lucky did what his dad told him as he continued. Now put a look on your face like something is really ticking you off. Now raise your goblet of rock. It's a toast to those who rock. Now strum your guitar and give me an Lucky did so. Now that's more like it, said Pongo. Listen, you four. Rock is all about passion. If you want to win that contest, they want to see some action coming from you guys. All right, guys, said Lucky. Let's take it from not hardcore. Rolly counted them off. 1, 2, 3. Well, you're not hardcore. No, you're not hardcore. Unless you live hardcore. Unless you live hardcore. And the legend of the rent was way hardcore. All right, now you're rocking, Pongo said proudly. Keep up those techniques and you pups are sure to win. The pups continued practicing as much as possible until the time came for them to head for the auditions for the contest. The directors, Jack and Cindy, were busy working with the other bands. Okay, next band, Jack called. The pups came in. Jack and Cindy looked very surprised. What? Puppies? What is this, some kind of joke? Who'd bring a few Dalmatian puppies and a chicken in here? Asked Cindy. Hey, wait a second, Jack said. Are those the Dearly's mutts? I remember. Those four saved my life once. They got me into Nirvana. The pups started setting up their equipment. This is going to be a first, said Jack. If they succeed in their audition, they'll be our first battle of the band's contest with an animal band. Aw, isn't that cute? Cindy butted in. They're already set up. Indeed they were. Okay, puppies, Jack said to the pups, rock us out. So they performed their song. After the pups performed, the direction pondered. I don't know, said Jack. I really want them to compete, but they didn't sound as good as the other bands who auditioned. Let's give them a chance, said Cindy. All right, pups, Jack said to the pups. You're in. The pups cheered. Jack put their name in, and the pups returned home to get themselves prepared for the big night. When the big night came, Lucky, Rolly, Catpig, and Spot bid farewell to their family as they wished them luck in the competition. They drove over there. Thankfully, Lucky drove better than before after having a little more experience. Soon they arrived, and with plenty of time to spare too. They stood backstage with their other bands as Jack came on stage to do his introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Grootly's 7th annual Battle of the Bands contest. We've got 10 rocking bands competing for the $100,000 cash prize. Now let's start the show. Give it up for our first band, Death Metal. Meanwhile, behind the set, the pups were getting more anxious. Where are we in the lineup, Lucky? Asked Rolly. We're last, answered Lucky. Oh, well, of course, said Rolly. They always save the best for last. Oh, I'm so excited, exclaimed Catpig. I'm a little nervous, said Spot. We just gotta keep ourselves together, said Lucky. Remember, what we practice. Just do everything the way we've been doing it, and everything should be okay. As time went by, the pups listened to the other bands play. Some were very bad, and some sounded like close competition. Just then, the 9th band started their act. Well, our moment's about to start, said Lucky. The second to last band has just started their number, and we're next. Is everyone ready? Ready when you are, Lucky, Catpig, said Spot. Catpig looked around concerned. Hey, she said in shock. Where's Rolly? Rolly just took off? Squealed Spot. This isn't good, said Lucky. We can't perform without him. Lucky ran off to look for Rolly. Spot and Catpig had hoped that they made it back in time or else they'd get disqualified. Thankfully, Lucky found him in the dressing room. He was munching down on party mix that was lying around. Lucky said to him, Rolly, what are you doing? Rolly replied, What? I can't perform in an empty stomach. Well, I hope that little snack tied you over, said Lucky, 'cause we're about to go on. We are? Rolly asked. Come on, Rolly, Lucky exclaimed. He grabbed Rolly and brought him back to Catpig and Spot. They all reunited with each other. All right, team, let's all put our paws in. The pups formed a circle, placing their paws in the center. Lucky said a prayer. To the mighty god of rock, We pray that we will rock these people out of their socks. And no matter if we win or lose, all that matters is that we have fun and that we've learned how to rock and roll." And then the words of AC/DC, the others joined in. "Long live rock!" "All right, guys," said Lucky, "let's rock this joint." The other pups replied, "Yeah!" Just then, Jack made the final announcement. "Okay, guys and gals, for our final bands, we've got a very special band for you. Someone you would not expect to see competing in the Battle of the Bands. These 4 came from Deerling Farm just to perform for us. Please give a nice round of applause for 101 RPM. One by one, each pup came in with their instrument, and after a rocking fanfare, the pups began their song. "Oh, flew in from Miami Beach, BOAC. Didn't get to bed last night. Oh, on her way, the paper bag was on my knee. Man, I had a dreadful flight. I'm back in the USSR. You don't know how lucky you are. Boy, back in the US, back in the US, back in the USSR. Well, the Ukraine girls really knock me out. They leave the West behind. And Moscow girls make me sing and shout. Like George is always on my mind. If you're having troubles with your high school head, he's giving you the blues. You wanna graduate, but not in his bed. Here's what you gotta do. Pick up the phone, I'm always home. Call me anytime. Just dial 362436. Hey, I lead a life of crime. Dirty deeds done dirt cheap. Dirty deeds done dirt cheap. Dirty deeds and they're done dirt cheap. Dirty deeds and they're done dirt cheap. I've listened to the preachers, I've listened to fools. I've watched all the dropouts who make their own rules. One person conditioned to rule and control. The media sells it and you love the role. Mental wounds still screaming, driving me insane. I'm going off the rails on a crazy train. But it's alright now, in fact it's a gas. But it's alright, I'm jumping Jack Lash. It's a gas, gas, gas. I'll take the long night, impossible odds, keeping my eye up to the keyhole. If it takes all that to be just what I am, well, I'm gonna be a blue-collar man. Living in the limelight, the universal dream, for those who wish it to seem. Those who wish to be must put aside the alienation. Get on with the fascination, the real relation, the underlying theme. Hey girl, I got something I think you wanna know. Hey babe, I wanna tell you that I love you so. I wanna hold you in my arms, yeah. I'll never let you go. 'Cause I like your charms. Communication breakdown, I'm always the same. I'm having a nervous breakdown, driving me insane. People try to put us down, talking about my generation, just because we get around. Talking about my generation, things they do look awful cold. Talking about my generation, yeah, I hope I die before I get old. Talking about my generation, this is my generation, baby. Talking about my generation. With all that done, the crowd went wild. Knowing that their performance was appreciated, the pups took a bow. Then they exited. Jack came back on the stage with an envelope in his hands. "This is it, guys," said Lucky. "Here's what we're going to find out if we win or not." "Oh, I seriously hope so," Cadbig said happily. "Me too," Rolly added. "I don't want to feel like we did all that practicing for nothing." Jack then read from his envelope. "All right, everyone, it's time to announce the winners. The third place winner is no attendance. The members of no attendance entered and got their trophy. The second place winner is Death Metal! The members of Death Metal entered and got their trophy. A drumroll began. And now, the first place grand prize winner of this year's Group Leads Battle of the Band contest is 101 RPM! The audience cheered. The pups cheered wildly as they walked on stage to get their award. Back home at the farm, the rest of the family was cheering as well. Lucky held the trophy full of moolah. He and his buddies felt so proud of themselves. He was so happy he came right up to the microphone and shouted, "Thank you, Groovely!" But it came out to the people as, "Ow, ow, ow!" Everybody laughed. Then they continued to applaud. The pups felt so great after that night and decided to continue playing as the rock and roll band they are, for they may compete again for next year. The end.